You just never know. You really just never know what's going on. What's going on? Yo, yo. You really never know what's going on in someone's life. You just don't know. Somebody going through something crazy. They could have had a argument with their spouse. They could have fell, hurt their arm. So much stuff can be going on in people's lives. Greetings, class. We is here. We is here. Here. H-E-R. What is that here? H-E-Y-A. H-E-Y-A. Happy Financial Independence Day for you as we head into these holidays. I'm so excited to be able to see you and hang out with you before I get on the road to go to Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm leaving as soon as I get done with you. Greetings, class. Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Chris Haskins. I will be your pilot for the next few moments in time. It is my honor, it is my solemn obligation. One of the things we learn as a Mason. It's my solemn obligation, my duty to raise your financial literacy. It is my mission to do that, my life's work, my ministry. I need to help you get real estate investing and entrepreneurship down because I feel that that is the way of the future for my people. Okay. So today, what will we be talking about? What will we be talking about? How to buy property, how to buy real estate subject to, oh man, my favorite topic in the world is we have 35 people on here. Wow. You guys really showing up. Y'all need to get this information. Why is this so detrimental to the success of your business? Why is it so detrimental? Because I'm going to show you some leads that have been coming in for me. Leads. Right? You got to know how to do this. Oh boy, got to know how to do this strategy because the leads that are coming in are going to be over leveraged. The properties that you have to go into, you are going to have to craft a solution that the majority of other investors, realtors, and real estate professionals, yes, I said realtors, not realtors, realtors, 99% of them will not have any idea how to do that. When I bought my owner occupant house, the owner told me they had talked to several realtors already, several other investors, and no one could help them. Being that I was going to live in it, I was willing to do a lot of things that most other people won't do. I was willing to walk in without a lot of equity. I was willing to make up all the back taxes as well as back payments on the loan. I was willing to deal with the city and all the judgments and liens that they had placed on the property because I was going to live here. So I bought my house subject to all that stuff. And we're going to get into what subject to is. You are here. 80% of the battle is showing up. So let's get right into this. You're not here for me to try to give you theory and what this stuff is, what I heard. So you're going to get into the nuts and bolts. And after you leave here today, you will know, you will understand, at least be able to grasp the concept of buying a piece of real estate without going to the bank and dealing with your credit and no tax return. So why do we want to do this? I'm going to get into all this stuff, but why is it so important? Why is subject to more so important? Now, in the video description below, you can download my subject to document packet, as well as I'm giving you a 4th of July special. You're going to get my 11 negotiation training series, 11 different strategies, just for under. It's going to cost you half a tank of gas. Right? Fill up my tank of gas is $80 now, so I'm not even a whole tank of gas. And please hit the thumbs up, chime in, let me know where you're coming from. I want to see who's in the building today. This is cool, man. Lady T, what up? North Carolina. It is good to see you. Charlotte, I'll be in Charlotte later today. What's going on, Micah? Good to see you, my friend. Oh, Micaiah, walking in royalty. Good to see you. It is good to see you. One of my members. Hey, man, what's up, Michael? It is good to see you here, my friend. Thank you so much for supporting our content. And one of our members, he helps us to continue to do this stuff because I don't get paid to do this. I do this because it needs to be done. Okay. Sometimes when you get to a certain level in your life, you do stuff that just needs to be done. If I don't see this stuff being done, I have to be the one to do it. Okay. So where are we at? Please put your Orlando. What's going on? Walking in royalty. Hey. Put your state in Cincinnati. What up? Connecticut. I was just up there speaking in Connecticut. Marianne, good to see you. Katie, hey Katie, nice hairdo. My daughter loves the red hair. She has her same hair exactly like yours does. You're looking good. Georgia, looking good, looking good. Coming from the Caribbean. Who's that? Makai. Coming from the Caribbean. It's good to see you. Wow, look at this. Tonya, messed it up. Tanya. I want to say Tonia. Tanya. Coming from Phoenix. What's good? What's good? Yes, I gotta go. I gotta go down to South Carolina and get the fireworks. I will be on the road to get fireworks for my little girls. Here's the little memories I have growing up. Every 4th of July, my parents did fireworks, and I'm not here to say I'm like pro, I'm American, all this stuff. I'm happy to be from America, but I'm not one of those make America great again. Cats. I don't live by that motto, but I'm just want to give my daughter some memories and help them understand who we are. And I want you to understand that, y'all, I am a descendant of slaves. My people were not allowed to own real estate. So how is it right now that we can own as much as we want and we ain't doing it? We can read as many books as we want to. My people used to get beat and hung for reading, and now we ain't reading nothing. Okay, but I'm not going to go there. I just want to kind of drop that on you, right? So it's imperative for us to learn these strategies. So let's talk about why subject to. Why subject to, right? Buying real estate subject to. My favorite way to buy. My favorite way to buy real estate. Okay, so when I was getting started in real estate back in 2004, I had no idea what unconventional real estate was, right? No clue. I didn't even know that there was a world that existed outside of my state of mind, out of my being, that you didn't have to actually go qualify for a loan to buy real estate. You didn't have to go out there and fill out bank applications and turn in your credit and tax return and all that stuff in order to buy real estate. I had no idea that there was a world that existed out there in the marketplace that was actually waiting for me to plug into it and become successful. I thought the only way to acquire a piece of real estate was to go out there and get a realtor, get a loan, appraisal, home inspection, FICO score, all that stuff, and then raise my down payment and go to the closing. And that's how you did it. How many of you guys, please get a thumbs up or comment that's me. That's me. If that was you, please just put that was me. That was, because after today, that ain't you no more. I left my notes over here. I had another notes. I'll be right back. Let me get some other notes over here. And shout out to my ladies in the building. You guys, man, y'all setting this thing on fire. I would say 5 out of the last 6 consultations that I have done have been all with the ladies. Y'all dudes, y'all gonna need to step y'all game up, bro. These ladies ain't playing. As a matter of fact, when you meet somebody, ain't it something when you become a homeowner? Morgan? So Morgan's gonna come up here. She's got some stuff for you guys in a minute. Young entrepreneur. Ain't it something when you start becoming a homeowner and you start doing deals and stuff, and then I remember when I was dating, I'm like, man, you still renting? You still renting? Come on over to the homeowner. So the ladies are getting all these houses in real estate. Men, guys, y'all gonna have to step your game up. Just yo, I already know. I see it. People hire me to do consultations, and I have masterminds. People pay me tons of money to consult them and inner circle, all that stuff. It's the majority ladies. Majority ladies. They are learning this stuff, and they're getting out there. And y'all dudes, y'all men, man, y'all guys better step your G up, yo. Oh, Marianne, thank you. I got to make sure I recognize you too. Thank you for being one of our members, Marianne. I got some notes here from a consultation that I wanted to go over. You got to know this stuff. There's a world that exists. What I was talking about. Oh, well, it's a world that exists, right? And I want you to be part of the world. Come on over and join us. Join us today, okay? And all you have to do is say, vote myself in. Now, I'm not saying you can't go get a loan. All my bankers out there. And let me preface all this by saying I am not an attorney. I am not an accountant. I'm not giving you any type of legal or professional advice. I'm only merely telling you what I do, right? Now you can go out there and apply some of it and see what happens for you. See what doors and windows and opportunities open up for you when you start applying some of the non or unconventional strategies in real estate. All right. So, why do we want to do subject to? Conventional way of thinking was me, had to get a realtor, loan, all that stuff. So, you do not need, with subject to, when you're buying property subject to, it has nothing to do with your credit. I got a question the other day. Person wanted to know if I already have a VA loan, can I go buy a house subject to? Absolutely. And at the end, we're going to do some Q&A, y'all. So make sure you stay around. Q&A is, I like to get the majority of these trainings. I like to do Q&A because forget me. I'm just a guy. I'm just a talking head up here. So the conventional way, you got to have credit. You must have a job. And if you don't have a job, you got to have some type of proof of income or proof of employment, right? I'm sorry, proof of income. So this first line is crucial for me. So when I wanted to buy my house subject to, I knew my credit was in the trash because I had several foreclosures because of the crash in 2008, 7, 8. I didn't have a job. You know, your boy had been unemployable. I ain't had a job since 1999, the last time I was fired. And proof of income, sometimes my income is up. Sometimes my income is down. And sometimes I make $0 being an entrepreneur. It's just the name of the game. It's just business. Income goes up and down. So your proof of income, I can't really prove it right now for the bank. So in the conventional way, I'm done. Guess what? In the subject to, which is the non-conventional way, you don't have to have any credit. You don't even have to have a job. And if you're self-employed, you don't even have to prove your income. Okay. Now, why is another reason we need to do subject? Well, I chose to do subject to. I didn't have good tax returns. Being a full-time entrepreneur, what do? We write off as many expenses as we can, right? We write them off. Why do we do that? Because the more expenses you have, the more money you make and you don't write it off, then you have to pay taxes on it. So from 1999 to like 2017, I tried to write off the majority. I tried to like make as little as possible on my tax returns. So what does that do for you? It's a double-edged sword. What does it do? Makes it so your tax returns look like garbage. So on the conventional side, you best to have some good tax returns, which we do now, but before, I don't have to worry about tax returns when I'm doing it the unconventional, non-conventional way. Another reason I had to do subject to application, right? When you turn in the application, what is the first thing they're going to ask you? Income, expenses, debt. What type of debt do you carry? Address do you live? Sometimes in my past, I've had to rent. Right, I'm moving around. You never know if I have a stable address, and that application is going to say how much money do you have in the bank, what are your expenses, all that stuff. So that's the conventional side. I didn't want to go through the application process, and I didn't want to pay for an appraisal. Every time we do a conventional thing, you have to pay for an appraisal. Right over here, no application process, no appraisal. And one thing I left, I could go on and on. No home inspection. I could keep going, right? I could do this all day regarding pros and cons for conventional slash subject to. We got 85 people here. Thank you guys for showing up for me. If you're just getting here, I am Chris Haskins. Today we're talking about buying a house subject to. This is our subject to. Welcome to the subject to masterclass. Okay. Conventional debt to income. What happens when you get too much debt going up? What are the bank homies doing, the lenders and the mortgage companies? So when you do conventional, if your debt to income is good or if it's low, that means you got low debt, high income, they'll loan you money. They'll loan you money. But what happens when your debt starts to creep up to what your income is? Oh boy, you start to stink. You start to smell to the lenders and they can smell it. It happened to me 2010. Like, Chris, no more money for you, period. I was unloanable in 2010. I was kind of forced into this life. On the non-conventional, the subject to side, no debt to income. Ain't nobody checking your debt. See how much debt you got. Ain't nobody checking your income. Period. Doesn't happen. No loan fees. If you've ever got a loan, you know that on the HUD or the closing disclosures, I don't know why they changed that. The loan portion, the lender portion on the HUD, that little section, is the most expensive. I paid upwards of 7,000 to 9,000 just to close the loan. Right? That's bank fees, credit report, run your credit, appraisal fees. They might have two. I've had to pay sometimes two appraisals to do a deal. It's sickening. Points, origination points, back end points, interest reduction points, so much stuff. Those bank loans the loan fees will eat you alive. Over here, zero loan fees, right? And the magical part of doing subject to, the magic, the conventional way, you're extremely limited. Can y'all see that? Let me do this so y'all can see that. Boop. Limited. The conventional way, you're extremely limited. You're limited. Why? Because at any time, the banks can cut you off, just like that. Subject to, non-conventional. This is why I love sub two. Completely unlimited. You can buy as many houses as your finances will allow you and your brain power. Only thing that's going to hold you back with buying a house subject to is yourself, what you know. So what is subject to? Let's get to our Baron's Guide here. You got to have your Baron's Guide. Every business got to have a playbook. What is subject to? Well, I'll just go read it right out of here. And you can follow along. Get the docs. Download your docs in the video description. I'm going to give you my Ninja Negotiating 11 audio training series for like $47. It will go away for 4th of July. That discount goes away. It's a special for all my homies that are hanging out with me today and through the weekend. Subject to, how do we buy subject to? It is the circumstance in which a buyer takes title to a mortgaged piece of real property. It means the house has a loan on it, but is not personally liable for the payment of the amount due. The buyer must make payments in order to keep the property. However, with a default, only the buyer's equity in that property is lost. Only the buyer's equity is lost. Can y'all still hear me? I feel like something just... Let me know if you can still hear me. My volume went down. Let me see something. Okay, if you're good. If y'all can still hear me, please let me know. Somehow I can't. My headphones went down in volume. Vernon, yeah, if you want that, you can get it for less than a half tank of gas. Can y'all still hear me? Let me know. I could. Okay, cool. Volume still good? How's the volume on that? It went down in my headphones for some reason. Volume good to go? This is so cool. Okay, good. Volume's good. Thank y'all. Y'all need to talk to me, man. I'm not up here just putting on a show. I take time out of my day. I could be out looking at houses. I don't know what's going on with my internet. Stupid cocks. We're going to do Q&A at the end, y'all. Make sure you put your questions in the chat. So today we're going to go over the docs together, go over what sub 2 is, how it all works, how I negotiate a little bit, and we're going to get into some of the moving parts regarding how you approach the homeowner. So you got all this, right? Conventional, unconventional. I'm done with that. You got it down. I don't know why my internet is so bad. It says, can somebody recommend another internet provider? Because Cox ain't doing it for me. All right. I want you to understand that you are probably like me and you got tricked. 1, 2, 1, 2. You're probably like me and you have been tricked your entire life. You probably think that you have to pay off a loan in order to sell a house, right? You probably think that. Same thing I thought. Just like the cars. Let me kind of help you understand how this subject to thing works, because when I first found out about subject to, when I first found out about it, took me 3 years to deploy it. And my goal today for you is to kind of shorten that curve to where you can go deploy it faster than I did. All right. Don't. So cars, the debt is on the title, right? The debt is on the title. So when you buy a car, matter of fact, I'm actually a lender on cars now. Like I loan people money to do cars and we do Turo and all that. The title to the car actually has me as the lien holder or the financing on the title. So the houses, the deed, uh, let me see. Oh, the debt. Wrong word. Wrong thing there. The debt. Sorry about that, y'all. The debt is not on the title. The debt is not on the title. All right. I love it. All of us might be under the presumption, just like I did, that when you sell let's say, so for instance, you got houses and money. In this business, you got houses and money. We had 105 people on here. Wow, it's cool. Good to see you. Welcome to the Subject to Masterclass. If you're just joining us, how to buy houses without going to the bank. In real estate, we have houses, and we have money and houses, or money and land. Let's just say money and real estate. Let me kind of break this down how this works. So the money part goes around the world. That's what kind of runs the world, right? People are loaning money. See, what we have been taught and what we think and what I thought was that a loan actually stays with the property. It's linked, it's attached. All right. So the loan, what I thought, the conventional way over here, I thought that the loan was attached to the property. Little did I know that loans and real estate don't go together. Repeat after me. Loans and real estate don't go together. Tell your neighbor if you're sitting there with somebody else, loans and real estate don't go together. It's going to take some time now. I know after this training here, I know some of your mind, some of your brains are going to be mush, just like it was for me. What do you mean, Chris? The loan doesn't go with the house. Every time I've ever bought a house, we paid off the current loan and then I got a new loan. Well, let me tell you, you've been lied to. You've been lied to. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but now you know the truth. It's almost like Santa Claus, right? That daggone Santa. I didn't know, man. I ain't gonna get into that. I was a Santa believer too. I was about 14, man. You couldn't tell me there wasn't no Santa Claus. Good Lord. Money and real estate don't go together. Money and houses. Okay. So now that we've passed that, we've got over that bridge. How does that kind of work? So I want you to kind of, if you are a homeowner, right, and you got a home loan to buy your property. Let's say you got a loan. You got a loan here in the house. The house is here. You got a loan with Bank of America. From time to time, did you know that Bank of America can sell that loan to Wells Fargo, right? And Wells Fargo might say, you know what? I don't necessarily want to hold on to this loan. So I'm going to sell this loan to Regions Bank. And Regions Bank might say, you know what? I don't want to keep this loan. I'm going to sell this loan to People's Bank. That loan can be sold at any time. All right. Now, when you bought the property, you did sign some docs allowing them to do that. However, they don't notify you when they do it. That loan is sold at any time of the day, any day of the week, without actually notifying you, right? But what happens to you? You're the owner of the property. You still own the house, right? Loan transferred. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, People's Bank, Union Bank, or the bank without Truist Bank, old BB&T Bank, all these banks, right? They can change the loan, but you still own it. Let me kind of rewire your mind a little bit, and here's the magic. Did you know you can sell the property as well and keep the loan in place? Oh my goodness. So just like the lenders sell that note and you're still the owner, you can sell your property. You can sell that property and keep the loan in place as well. So they don't talk to each other. They don't have a conversation about, hey, is the loan still on the property? Is the property still owned by? Doesn't work like that. So generally speaking, what we think of with cars, right? With cars, since the debt is on the title when you get it, but when you title a piece of property, and we all have to remember what is selling a house? It's nothing but the seller signing a piece of paper deeding you the property. And the title, the deed, let me go the title. I'll do slash deed. See, in real estate, we have deeds. That's why I have a problem. I'll be like, where's the car deed at? And then it's a title in cars, deeds in real estate. So when you get that deed, the lender is not on the deed like the car. All right. So when you sell a car, you have to satisfy that debt. It just, you won't be able to transfer the title. It doesn't work like that because it says right there, lien holder. But with a property deed, the debt is a completely another piece of paper, another document, or another instrument is what we call it. So you have the deed, then you have the debt instrument, which is called a mortgage or deed of trust. Let me get some water. My favorite way to buy property, y'all, subject to. My favorite way to buy. Why? You're stepping in. You're like a ghost when it comes to that debt. Debt stays in the seller's name. So we're going to go over some documents in a minute, right? I know you guys are antsy about that. Make sure you've already downloaded them. Exercise your financial independence by going ahead and learning how to negotiate this stuff through the Ninja Negotiation 11 audio training series too. If you want to get that, I'm giving it to you. It usually sells for $300. I'm giving it to you for less than $50 today for July 4th only. All right. July 4th special for you. Columbia, South Carolina. What up? Who is that? Richmond. Yo. Oh, yeah. I remember you. The realtor doing subject to. I'm happy about that. We need more realtors. L. Smith. What up? Thank you, my friend. The tall realtor. I'm going to pray that you spread this word throughout the realtor community or the agent community. Because realtors, from my experience, y'all just don't want to accept the fact that this stuff can be done. And not you personally. No, you wouldn't be here. Shit, you wouldn't even be here if you weren't open-minded and had a forward-thinking mentality. But I'm telling you, you go to a realtor and you talk about subject to, oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that. I live in the world of you can't do that. What are you talking about? That's where I live. Now, I want to make sure I remind you as we get into some of these moving parts that this is an advanced strategy. This is an advanced strategy, okay? So if you're starting out and you think you're going to just go over here and close all these subject to deals, yes, you could do that. But I didn't start doing sub two till I had learned it, studied it, went saw some other people do it. Then I was scared as hell when I did my first one. I thought when you do a subject to deal that the subject to police were going to come and sniff around the title and the loan and come after you. Let me reassure you that there is no subject to police. Okay. So you're learning this stuff now. It is an advanced strategy. Get some help, hire a professional. Learn the strategy before you go out there and try to take over Ma and Pa's loan to close a deal. So all we're doing with subject to is we're taking over the existing payments, leaving the loan in the seller's name. Right. So I read you the description there. We went over some of the pros and cons. We went over why it's good to do that, the conventional, unconventional way. So make sure you get your questions. I'm going to get into Q&A. Subject to is it's my 30 minutes. Wow, this stuff goes by so fast. This is an advanced strategy, and you don't have any realtor fees, but you could. So my man, the tall realtor right there, if he has a deal, you can pay the realtor. Now, why would somebody, a lot of people say, Chris, ain't nobody going to do that. Why in the hell would somebody sell you the house and leave the loan in their name? Who the hell? What crazy? Let me tell you why. Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you why. Here's the thing. I remember like it was yesterday. I bought a house. The loan payment was $75. I took over this property subject to the existing financing. I started making payments on the loan. $75, y'all. I remember like it was yesterday. I took the dude to lunch. When you don't have the money to pay a bill, it doesn't matter if it's $75 or $7,500. You ain't got it. Okay. So we have to remember that and understand that sometimes when you ain't got the money to do it, doesn't matter. So when we approach these people that are in foreclosure, man, I got so much to teach you. We have to be empathetic, have to take a huge drink and gulp of empathy and compassion. We don't know where they're at. I'm at the video coming out this weekend. We're doing one now. I was negotiating with the seller. She bust into tears on the phone because she didn't understand why I actually cared about her and where she went. She was like, "Do you really want to know where I want to, where I'm going to go after I leave here?" I'm like, "Yes, I really want to know. I earnestly care about people, right? That's why our YouTube channel does so well. We serve over 8 million people. I earnestly care about people. I want to know if we buy this, even if I do buy the house subject to, where are you going to go?" Right? So let's show you why is this. I feel that it is so important that we understand and master subject to. So these are the leads that I'm seeing coming in, right? Let me go here. Let me go there. Oh, I don't even have to go there. Just show you a lead came in. So what's happening now is the moratorium is over, done. And if somebody needed it, I wouldn't be mad at them. I'm not really saying that if you needed the moratorium, God bless you, whatever. But since the moratorium is over, there are going to be more foreclosures coming down the pipeline. And get your questions in. Download your docs in the video description. If you're just joining us, I'm going to be going over documents in a minute. Download your documents in the video description. All your subject to stuff, I'm going to cover all that so you can get out there and master sub two as well. I'm going to give you my a negotiating 11 audio training series for under $50 too. If you invest in yourself during the holidays. So here's a lead. I've got about 6 of these leads that came in over the last few days. So when my leads come in, y'all, can y'all see that? If y'all can see, okay, as long as y'all can see that. Oops. My leads come in. Every time we get a call, I have an aggressive internet marketing presence to bring in leads. And if anybody wants to know that, just email me. I'll hook you up with my geek squad. So our leads come in. This is how my leads come in. I blocked out the phone number and everything. So call ID, name, address, loan balance. So you see they owe 180, monthly payments 162, and they're behind 40,000, right? And it wasn't that much, it was less. But so this property here I think is worth about 3. So we're trying to figure out whether we're going to take it sub 2 or buy it cash. So I'm in the process of looking at that. But these are the people that are coming in because the moratorium put a stop to foreclosures, and all those payments were adding up, adding up, adding up. Even with forbearances, at the end of the day, they stopped the payments, but the interest rate is still accruing. So this lady, I need to sell my house. Foreclosures coming Tuesday. I was unaware of the situation until recently. I have to be out of here on Tuesday. Okay, so this is the type of leads that you need to understand how to close, y'all. Right? So we can now you see they're behind 40,000. That doesn't necessarily mean we need to bring it all current right now. You could bring some of it current, but you don't have to. Now if it's going to foreclosure, then you're gonna have to bring it all current, right? But on the $290,000 house, and you getting it for 40 grand, that's a good day, right? This is the power of sub two. This is powerful. The power of sub two. Man, we got 115 people. Thank you for hanging out with us. So let's get into the documents. The first document you got to have is the purchase and sale agreement. Purchase and sales agreement. First document is the purchase and sale agreement, y'all. This is good stuff. Make sure y'all slam that. I hope so far you've understand what it is, why we want to do it. Then we're going to kind of go over the the moving parts of getting into it. You have to download your docs. Now, you're going to follow along with me. First document to bring up is going to be your purchase and sales agreement. Oh, I'm teaching today, y'all. I'm teaching. All my homies in North Carolina, let me know what is it? Charlotte. I'll be in Charlotte later today. P and S. First document, purchase and sale agreement. Well, you know what? Let me rewind that. That is an important document, but I want to rewind and say that might not be the first document. or it could be the same at the same time. So the first documents we need: purchase and sale and authorization. So don't be trying to do this stuff. I'm telling y'all, this is scary. This could be scary. I was scared to death on my first subject to deal, and I had a little bit of help. All right, these two docs. Let's lump them together, because these two docs here are the docs that you personally will be delivering to the seller. All right, these two docs. We all know what the first one is, but the authorization, I'm going to talk about these at the same time. Let's go ahead and pull up let's pull up the first document, authorization to release. Let's pull that up first. Y'all. Download the docs in the video description so you can follow along. You got to have this stuff. If you don't have it, real estate is, it's just like any other profession. I love it because our tools are nothing but documents. That is our tools. Just like a mechanic has a wrench and all that stuff, electrician has screwdrivers and clips and all that stuff. Plumbers have their tools. Real estate guys and gals have documents. These are our tools. You're only as good as your docs. Man, how many investors that I've met over the years and their docs are trash. Good Lord, help me. In the video description, go ahead and download and follow along, y'all. Follow along. Let's see. What is this? Like there. Okay, the first doc is going to be. Can y'all see that? Man, I feel like y'all can't see. Am I sharing right? All right, yep, you're right. Got it here. So when you're interfacing with the seller, you got to verify what they owe. All right. If you don't know what they owe, you're going to have to give them the standard authorization to release information. Now, what is the authorization to release information? All it is where you close this out. Sorry about that, y'all. All it is where the seller gives you permission to talk to the bank on their behalf. The authorization to release information allows you to speak to the bank and get all the information regarding monthly payment, arrears, taxes, insurance, what type of terms it is, how long is it, the amortization schedule, all that stuff. The bank will give you all this stuff once you have the authorization to release information. Dear sir, ma'am, what you're going to do is your seller will sign this, and you have to have social. Let me highlight this stuff. You gotta have social security number. And I know y'all saying, "Oh no, I gotta ask somebody for their social security number." Can y'all see this? I seem like is it sharing? Yes. Okay. I gotta ask somebody for my social security number. Oh no, I gotta ask them for their Yes, you gotta ask. I had a lady the other day just send it to me on it via text. So I give my permission, dear sir, ma'am. I give my permission for you to release any and all information to that's my company and Chris Haskins. Now, the reason to put the company down is because you might have somebody else working with you. If you just put Chris Haskins, then they can't call. Regarding my property located at 123 Easy Street, in reference to the mortgage, any liens and judgments, please fax a written payoff. So we'll know what the payoff is. All right. So down at the bottom, your seller will sign it here. And seller put information all there, phone number, and here we go. Mortgage one. And don't forget, the best deals can have more. When I bought my house, it had 3 liens on it. 3. First deeded first loan, second loan, city liens attached to it, and back taxes. So mortgage, get the mortgage information. You're gonna have to have the loan number, y'all. You got to have this. This way you can call the lender up at any time. All right, and creditor, whatever creditors there is. I bought properties where there's been child support that we need to talk to. I bought properties where there's been car loans that we need to deal with that's on somebody's credit before we can actually satisfy the deal, right? So many things that can pop up, or creditors, that you need to be able to talk to all of them. All right, so that's one document. And we need to talk about this at the same time that we're dealing with the purchase and sales agreement, because it's kind of challenging to put in the approximate loan balance that you're going to take over until you have to verify. Now, a lot of times the sellers will say, well, Chris, I owe 90,000. I'm like, you know what, Miss Smith, I do believe you. I do believe you, but our company policy is to trust but verify. Trust but verify. My internet is going out. I'm sorry, y'all. Our company policy is to trust but verify. I might have to just do another class with better internet, huh? I don't know, man. 1 second. Let me cut this off. We've been talking a lot, y'all. It's been 40 minutes. I'm going to go about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to do Q&A, okay? And get some water. Man, this is so good stuff. I could talk about sub 2 all day, all day. Lord have mercy. I could talk about subject 2 all day. My favorite way to buy. Favorite way to buy. Get to Q&A. Okay, so now when you after you know, now let's say you got the authorization to release, you've talked to the bank, you know exactly what they owe, or another way you can find out what they owe is the most current or the most recent mortgage statement. So you get that in, Ms. Smith, you mind if I see the most recent? Just take a picture of it, you got it. It'll tell you monthly payment, whether the payment is changing, if it's an ARM, 30-year fix, 15-year fix, 5-year ARM, any of that stuff. So the mortgage statement will help you with that, but you still need to get the authorization to release just in case you need to call the bank and find out numbers somewhere down the line. All right. So the next document that we have to get with our seller is our purchase and sales agreement. Purchase and sales agreement. Standard agreement to sell real estate. Real estate speaks in the spirit of documents. That's all. Real estate talks in documents. So standard real estate sales agreement. And if you notice, all my documents are standard. Everything's standard. Because if a seller asks you, man, why is this in there? Ms. Smith, man, that's just standard. That's just standard. It's so crazy. I'll be traveling the country. I see people with documents that says standard something. I'm like, okay, they got that. I know where they got that from. All right, so we always do owner of record. This real estate sales agreement made whatever date. Owner of record. Why do I put owner of record? Because you don't know. Somebody might have gotten married, name transferred. Don't put a name there. You don't know who's on title. You might think you know until they do the title work, right? You don't know 100% until they do a title search. So just put owner of record for your seller. Don't put, now I used to put people's names, have to come back, cross through it, new contract, print out new contract, you sign it. I'm done with that. Owner of record, and then whoever's on record will be the owner, right? So just do that. Don't put nobody's name. Sometimes I'm doing one now where the husband died and now it's just a wife, so it's just messy. So that's the seller, owner of record, and the buyer is, you all know how we do, y'all, your land trust, right? And I know you're saying, oh, I don't have land trust. Oh, Chris, I don't want. Here's the thing. Why would you not go ahead and use a land trust, when you're buying it subject to? You're already buying it with no credit, no qualifying, no tax, and then it's not even on your credit. And then you're going to put it in your name or your LLC. Why not buy it, not subject to, and then put it in a trust? I mean, this is what we do, right? I'm like, the house that I live in is owned sub to and in a trust. Anyway, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. Just like me, it took me 3 years once again to figure out 3 years for sub 2 and 3 years for land trust. I studied and studied and studied and studied and studied until I finally said, Chris, are you gonna do what the rich do, or are you gonna still do what the broke, putting houses in your name and in your company name? Whereas good consideration, here's nothing but the property address and all that stuff. And this is just terms I always put: hot water heater. Now, there we go. Buyer agrees to pay and seller agrees to accept whatever amount of money you want to give them. I highly recommend you try to give them something, right? Even if there's no equity, I give people $500. All right. $100 deposit right there. Now, I'm not giving them any closing costs. Here's the magic, y'all. This is where it goes. First step. I guess this property had 2 loans on it. So the first loan, we're taking over approximately $81,000 subject to that existing loan with lender 1. And then we're taking over another $28,000 subject to existing loan with lender 2. Now, lender could be lien holder, or lender could be child support, or could be an HOA lien, or could be back taxes. You can actually buy a house and keep the taxes and subject to back taxes, right? You don't have to pay off taxes to buy a house too. Just like you don't have to pay off the mortgage. The mortgage doesn't go with the house. You can buy it subject to back taxes, and then the taxes are your problem. All right. So this is the magic that explains you will be buying a property subject to. So this 423 will be delivered. This is the money that we're giving the seller at closing. All right. So that's in a nutshell. All this stuff here, you can that's just standard stuff here. But this is the magic. The magic is where you put approximate loan and sometimes I got to be honest with you, we don't know what the loan balance is. Sometimes I've done deals where, man, I got to just write this thing up now. I got to get this done. I'll have to put approximate loan balance. And then at the bottom, I'll let them know how much money I'm giving them. You see, when you're doing real estate deals don't wait for you to have all your ducks in a row. You have to move quickly, right? And you don't have to have all the information. I just need just enough for me to get moving. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, no, Myron Golden says, our major problem as entrepreneurs is we need to know everything before we do anything. We need to know everything before. I'm like, man, I gotta get out of that. It'll eat you alive. You just need to know enough information to write up the offer. All right. So those 2 documents here are the only 2 documents you are going to use personally interfacing with the seller. And don't forget, my July special is going right now. You get my Ninja Negotiation 11 audio training series for under $50 if you get your subject to documents today. I'm giving it to you less than a half a tank of gas. Good gracious. Okay, the next document you're going to need. All right, so we got this all locked up. This is all locked up with our seller. They signed that, and they've signed the purchase and sale agreement. They signed the authorization to release. Oops, sorry about that. The authorization to release, and they've signed the purchase and sales agreement. Those are the only 2 documents you are going to personally get with the seller. All right, so now you're done. You're done. The other docs we're getting ready to go over, you will let your closing company or attorney give them to the seller. Morgan, you ready? All right, let's keep doing this. I got a special guest real quickly. She also has a link in the video description. Come on in, buddy. Oh, my bad. Morgan Haskins. She has some. Tell them what you got, Morgan. Oh, let me take this out.
Okay, I forgot my lip gloss.
You what? Just bring 1 or 2. Golly, I'm trying to get my daughter's a mess. So a next document. Now, once you sign this, you can do the title work. You can do the title search. You can get ready to go to closing. Now, these are what you deal with, and below are going to be documents that your title company gives the seller when they show up for closing. All right. Come on in, Morgan, aka Bubba. Used to be we had to get rid of that name. So Morgan, what we got here today? Come on in, buddy.
So,
who are you, by the way?
I am Morgan Haskins.
This is Morgan Haskins. Y'all got to look right there. Don't look right there. Look right there. So Morgan is an entrepreneur / TikTok abuser. Would you say you abuse TikTok, maybe?
No, I make a little bit of TikToks.
Oh, you do TikToks too. Round up. Please pray for my kids so that they do not turn into they don't go into TikTok oblivion this summer. What you got, Morgan?
So today I have some lip gloss. It's kiwi flavored, and I have banana flavored lip gloss. And I have bracelets.
Okay.
That you can buy on my link.
You gotta look at that. I can't see them.
Oh, sorry.
Hold them up. Good Lord. All right, there you go. So what you got now? Go ahead.
On my app called bowasboutique.org.
They can't see them, Morgan.
They
can't see them.
bowasboutique.org.
Now, you have these bracelets that you're selling because you're a kid entrepreneur?
Yep.
Now, you can hold them all up. Put them on your arm. Want me to hold them for you so you can talk about them?
Yes.
Hold them up so they can see them up there. Oh man, we got bracelets, y'all. All type of stuff. So I'll hold them for the camera. Here's one here for a rainbow bracelet. Here's one for my fraternities here. We got different. You can get any fraternity or sorority you want. This is cool. So we got pink and green. Morgan's got that for you. Isn't that cool? All right, Morgan.
And you said you're gonna put the link.
The link is where?
Is in the
Video.
Oh, I thought this was a Zoom.
Links in the video description, y'all. So clap it up for Morgan. Anything else you want to sell?
No.
All right. Good to see you, my friend.
You too.
Good job. Good job. Life begins with sales. Y'all, I'm praying for your kids as well as mine, so that they will not be a sales hater, and they will embrace sales and go electrify some other children. So not everybody's going to be a worker. Not everybody's going to be a worker. Not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. I don't know. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my part to train my kids and just teach them every different facet so they can have options and pick which one they want to be, right? Okay. Power of attorney. So we got our docs, right? Thank y'all for bearing with me, my daughter. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get them off that phone. I know that isn't everybody's cup of tea, right? I'm just trying to get my kids off the phone and be productive and try to figure out what the hell they're going to do this summer. Because you ain't going to be on the phone up in my house all day. We ain't finna do all that. You know? And I hope that your kids, whatever your kids want to do, they get out there and do that, man. But at our house, I got to get kids off the phone. So these two docs you got signed. Now we're going to closing. Let's get back on track. I gave y'all a little break. That was my little break there. Power of attorney. Power of attorney. Let's go with it. Well, this is what it looks like. Share stream. Power of attorney. Limited power of attorney. You got to have this, y'all. So the power of attorney allows you to sign any documents on the seller's behalf after closing. Limited power of attorney. Well, Chris, why would I have to do that? Well, sometimes we have to deal with the insurance, which we'll get to that. Sometimes we might get a check from the lender, and then we have to sign that check on the seller's behalf. Sometimes there are the HOA documents we might have to sign. It could be a number of things that you're going to have to sign on the seller's behalf that you must have this limited power of attorney. Now, all it states is that the seller gives Chris Haskins the ability to sign on my behalf for any document pertaining to the property. That's where the limited comes in, all right? So the limited power of attorney, y'all, that you do not get signed. Here's that line. This is like the Great Wall of China, as Ron LeGrand says. These are documents you can't get signed. These are documents you better not get signed. You better have the attorney or the closing agent sign it for you. All right. Seller disclosures. Let's look at the seller disclosures and the cover yourself letter. CYS. Letter. Oh man, this is such good stuff, isn't it? I love it. Y'all make sure you hit that like button. I hit that. Wait a minute, let me do this. Hit that like button. If I'm pouring into you today, I'm just working. All I'm doing is working. I'm just working for you. That's it. So you want them to disclose. They want them to disclose. Seller disclosure. Oh, y'all can't see. All right. Add to the stream. Seller disclosures. Oh, I got to take that off too. Shoot. Sorry about that, y'all. And once again, you can follow along with your own subject to docs. You better have them. If you don't got this stuff, you in trouble. If you're trying to do a sub 2 deal, you can't just go in there and be like, all right, let's go do a sub 2 deal. Seller disclosure. Seller warrants that there are no judgments threatening the equity on this property and that there is no bankruptcy pending. What happens if the property goes to bankruptcy? That could wipe out your financing. Should seller file or intend to file bankruptcy at any time in the future, seller agrees to leave the property out of bankruptcy. Bankruptcy would cause serious financial harm to buyer. It will leave buyer without a place to live. This is when I use this is when I use this one when I bought my owner occupant house. So you can take that out. Modify the docs however you need them. But you don't present them to the seller. Great Wall of China. You let the attorney give them to. So what happens is you got all this signed and the seller shows up to closing, right? Then the attorney comes out with your docs. They give them the docs, and the attorney sits down and says, Miss Smith, here you go. Boom, 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 boom. They explain it to them. They explain it to them. So that's the bulk of that document there. The seller's not. Yep. Yeah, that was a beast one there. I had to do. I got some of that from Peter Conti, but man, I had to create a lot of that stuff. So the cover yourself letter. Then we're gonna get to Q&A. Seller hereby acknowledges that he, she, they are conveying the property, and the buyer shall start making payments starting whatever date. Seller hereby acknowledges that because there's a existing loan on the property, may have a due on sale clause. Let's talk about that. That due on sale clause can and will, the lender can and will may demand that the existing loan be paid in full merely as a result of this transaction. Let's talk about the due on sale clause, which I think is the elephant in the room. Yes, the lender may call the loan. Once you transfer the title, the lender may say, you know what, Chris, I want all my money. They can do something called, what is it called? An escalation, where they want all that money at a certain period of time, as opposed to having it amortized over time. They'll make it due all at once. They'll escalate the time that is due and do it and say it's due right now, right? And that could really be harmful. So you have to decide, are you willing to take that chance? See, for me, I'm willing to take that chance. I would rather deal with that as opposed to getting a bunch of debt in my name, right? So that's up to you. I've done several of these things. My mentors have done, let's say, close to 1,000, and I've only seen one or two of these loans called. But it could happen. They can make you pay all the money because they do have a deed of trust against the property, right? It's tied. It's recorded against the property, but you can still transfer ownership. But if they want to come out after the property, only thing they can do is come after the house. If you're the new owner, they can't come after you because you never signed the loan. You never signed for the loan. They may escalate it. Yeah, man. I've had it happen to me. I had a loan out, 50,000. I was making payments. And the lender said, you know what? I want all the money up. I want all the money back. They escalate it. They change it. They say, look, this loan is matured. Time for you to start paying it all back. That can be rough. It can be challenging if you don't have the money to pay it back. But a lot of times, there's so many ways around it. You can sell the property. You can refinance it. You can actually go back to the seller and deed it back to them and then do a lease option. So many things you can do besides losing the house. All right. So I don't want that to stop you. Because as Ron LeGrand says, if it's going to keep you up at night, don't do it. Still, there's so many ways around it, right? All right, so our last document here is let's finish going over our cover yourself letter. Furthermore, buyer has made no promises to seller that the loans will be assumed or paid off by the buyer. Where's my thing at? Hold on, where's my mouse? Okay, there it is. Dismiss that mess. What is that? Furthermore, the buyer has made no promises to seller that the loans will be assumed or paid off by the buyer and that the loans will still appear on seller's credit report. Seller hereby agrees to hold buyer and any other partners and or signs totally and completely harmless of any fault, liability, or harm, either direct or indirect, should this happen. All right, y'all. You're letting them know the loan is staying in your name. So when they come to closing, they sign right there at the bottom. I'm agreeing. COS letter, you're covering yourself. I'm agreeing. And it's not with you. They're signing it in front of the attorney. I'm agreeing that I understand that the loan is staying in my name. You need them to sign off. So 10 months later, when Miss Smith or Grandma Jones goes to an attorney and they say, that daggone Chris so-and-so, he bought my house and kept the loan. He didn't even pay off my loan. And what are you going to do? You're going to say, well, Miss Smith, here's a document that you signed right here, clearly stating that you had the loan. We stayed. So make sure you get this stuff boom, 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 signed, not by you. It's almost like a wolf. Just imagine a wolf and a lamb. Wolf has these documents and he's getting the lamb to sign it. You can't expect the wolf to do what's best for the lamb because the lamb needs dinner. So that's why I don't want you round up. I don't want you giving these documents to the seller. I want a third party having them sign these docs so it feels, it's called the air of legitimacy. If it feels legitimate and if it feels like it's right, do it that way. So, because when the seller sits down with that attorney, they're like, okay, cool, I understand. Boom, let's do it. So it's not like you just sitting back like, yeah, go ahead and sign it. Like the old guy, the horny guy waiting for the lady to come. You know, you can't expect that's the conflict of interest. So let the attorney do this stuff here. Okay, please agree. I want you guys to agree. You will not. Let me tell you what happens. People download my docs, right? Then they call me and they send me an email. Chris, I got your docs. I'm on the way to my seller. She's going to sign the authorization. They're going to sign this, boom, 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 sign all that. I'm like, oh my God, be do not be having these sellers sign documents in front of you. You do not want that. It's going to be a bad day, man, when somebody says, well, all these documents right here benefit you. So for me, the attorney does it. They explained it all. I'm done with it. Okay. All right. That's how the subject to program works. That's how we buy properties, all three of those docs. The seller understands. You get a deed from the title company. You're the new owner. You get a new insurance policy. Put the seller as an additional payee. Send that in to the lender, and it's over. It's over. All right. Roundup. I feel like a broken record. It's time for some Q&A. I could go on and on and on and on, but I've got to get to some Q&A. If we've helped you at all, I pray after today that you will understand how to buy a property subject to. And you're not going to get it all in one day. It's going to take some time. Just does. Took me 3 years. So don't beat yourself up. I do all these consultations about sub 2 and people are like, man, I just cannot wrap my mind around why would a seller do this? Why would someone do it? Well, behind in payments. Somebody gets sick. Like what I'm doing now, somebody died. 2 I'm doing now. Somebody died. Job transfer, job loss, all type of, there are a million different things where someone would sell your property subject to. So you have to either accept the fact that it's possible or believe that it's not possible and keep going it the traditional way. So it all starts here. It all starts here. And before we get to Q&A, these are superpowers, what I'm giving you. These are superpowers roundup. I want you to understand. You can use these superpowers for good in the community, or you can use them for bad. What do I mean by that? Every once in a while, I get calls from a homeowner that has sold their property subject to, and the new investor stopped making the payments. Happens. It just happens. So that's what I mean. These superpowers you can use for bad. If you can't make the payment on this thing, roundup, that's one thing I can't teach you. I can teach you how to get into a property, no credit, no qualifying, no tax returns, none of that. I can't teach you how to make the payment. Okay, so if you can't make the payment, contact the seller, deed them the property back, deed them back. It's no reason to screw over mom and pa's credit just because you can't make the payment, right? I don't think that that's a fair trade. Okay, so be honorable. Do what you say you're gonna do, and if you can't do what you say you're gonna do, give them back the house. All right. Okay, let's do this. Q&A time, my favorite time of the day. Man, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us. You understand a little bit. Authorization to release, power of attorney, seller disclosures, COS letter. You're done. Boom. Simple. All right, I'll stand over here. If anybody didn't get all that stuff. Let's do some Q&A, y'all. Charlotte in the building. Lady T. If I'm a house out there, I can get subject to. Good. Okay. Yep. I ain't messing with y'all. Walking in royalty. Can I do this with my parents' home? Absolutely. That's actually a thing that will help you understand this. Let's say you have a parent die, you can keep making the payments on their home loan, no problem. And that you deed the property over to you, and you just keep making her payments. Good to hear. Hey, Twilight, what up in the building? I was talking about you earlier. Yep, going to get that in the Q&A. Katie. Realtors need to learn this. Every professional needs to learn this. Oh my Lord, your daughter turning 17. Good Lord. Farmland and country at one point was stolen. Good gracious. Peace to you guys. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much. That's why you're not selling. Okay. Yeah, I need to do better. My internet. I got to get a better internet. I appreciate you too, Fo. I appreciate you. Marianne. Man, I got so many. Camille, I hope I broke down what subject to. Wow, that's a stunning picture you got there. Smashing picture. Look at that picture. That's cool, man. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Fo 2021. I'm thinking about using my business credit to gain capital. So what I have to use. Okay, yep, you can do that. But that's not sub 2. You can use that when you say you do have business credit for 2021. You got business credit. You use that to pay the seller some money, take over the current loan subject to, and then you use your business credit to fix the house up or down payment. I mean, money to give to the seller and closing costs, right? That's where you do it. Jay Measy, where do I find leads? Well, you got 2 ways. Pre-foreclosures, which are coming up. I showed you, if you rewind this video, I showed you one of the pre-foreclosures that was coming up, one of the leads that we got. But we use internet. Just subscribe to send us an email if you want my Internet Geek Squad. Internet Geek Squad. What up, Jamal? What's doing? Who is this? Fo 2020. Yes, you can door knock. I don't mind doing that. Yep. Or you can do like Rich and pull this from PropStream. You sure can. You can do that. You can do that. You can do that too. Tisham, how do I get approved for that business funding the other day? Just go to would I be able to get yourself to? Yes, you can. You can. The business funding, if you don't, just go back on my channel and type in business credit, or you can go to my Instagram and the link is right there. Right. That's my camera. No, I'm looking at here. The thing is, that's my internet. I can see right here on the thing. It's my internet connection. I don't know why in the world. Cox is like supposed to be the best internet in the world, and they suck every time I go on here. Man, you guys really showed up. I'm doing Q&A, y'all. Let me get some questions here. How do you start a land trust in Florida? Same way. Same way. Fill out the docs, turn them into your title company, and it's over. That's right. Loans and real estate don't go together. Oh my Lord, you getting it. You getting it. Twilight, you getting it. Fractional reserve banking. What up, cuz? Yep, you'll get noticed. You can. You will. Maximiliano, how many houses have you secured like this? I can't even count how many, brother. I'm living in a house that I bought like this, brother. I can't even count how many. We just did one. I don't even know, bro. Don't forget, you don't have to. You can hold them. You can flip them. I've done partnerships with sellers where they deed the property, put it in a trust, keeping the loan in place. I can't even count how many, bro. Vernon, you need documents. Yep, you need that stuff. That's right. Black wealth, Black health. Generally speaking, what is the one thing lenders want? Money. All they want is the payment. They don't even have a department. I had a seller one time. I did a deal. I had wholesaled it off to another buyer. I got a large fee. They were behind on the payments and doing some craziness. They brought it current, right? The seller contacts me and says, Chris, I want to get this loan off my credit. The lenders don't even have a department. So if there's a current loan to go to a loss mitigation, generally speaking, it doesn't even go into that department until the loan is 30 to 60 days behind. So just imagine you calling up the lender. Yeah, man, I don't own this house anymore, but the loan's current. They don't even it doesn't even compute to them when they talk when you tell them that, See Rose, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Miguel, what happens after you close and the seller does declare bankruptcy? or get an equity on their property. Well, you could lose your financing because don't forget if they file bankruptcy and they put that in the bankruptcy, the lender could just come for that note. They say, I'm not if the borrower says, I'm done with this note, the lender could foreclose on the house to get their money back. Yeah. Luke, thank you so much for joining, my friend. It's going to cost you nothing but a Starbucks coffee. And I'm here prostituting my body because I believe that you need to know this information. And everywhere I go, I'm like, you don't know a subject to? That's why I do this, man. My people need to learn this stuff. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining us. Leads, internet. Miguel, I'm an internet guy. I'm huge on the leads. Yes, the house is the collateral. That's absolutely right. House is collateral, my friend, for walking in royalty. Miss Earth, there's a way that we don't have to bring it all current. That's right. I bought properties where, let's say you're 3 months behind, right? I bought them where I would actually start making payments on the 4th month and leave that arrears, right? So we'll just make a payment, boom, every month, boom, every month. But I still have that 3-month behind. You can do that. Now, it might get a little sticky regarding inspectors driving by sometime just to check on the house. Because what I learned, once the loan gets in arrears, it goes on this list and the bank has the inspectors that come by periodically to look at the condition of the house because they want to know what's going on with their asset. What's going on? What up? Oh, this dude is too much. Thank you for this. You are welcome. Go GQ buy property. You are welcome. Yep. My Geek Squad, Gene, you gotta send us an email. I don't offer it to everybody. I don't like go out there preaching it just because I just don't. Right. So send us an email, Chris Buys Houses, or go to the website and send us comment on this video. Yeah, you just comment and we'll see what we can do for you with that. Winston's grandma, good up, good easy. Little Bean, the documents in the video description, they're right there. You should be able to see them right there in the video description. I don't know why they're not there. Are the docs not there? I know I put them there. Let me make sure that they're there. Something not right. You should be able to download your docs right there in the video description. I don't know why they wouldn't be there. Got 130 people on here, y'all. I'm just honestly so honored. And don't forget Morgan's bracelets and lip gloss are in the video description too if you want to support kid entrepreneurs. You're welcome. You're welcome. Journey with Jay. You're welcome. Imani, what's up? Imani, if you missed it, y'all, make sure you can download my subject to document packets in the link in the video link in the video description. There's a link in the video description for you to do that. And you're going to get a huge discount on my negotiating audio. How do we negotiate this stuff? The Ninja Negotiation 11 audio series is 11 negotiations of me actually closing deals with sellers, right? In the property. So I think it's the 3 or 4 sub 2 ones, lease option, owner financing, buying at a discount, all that stuff. But sub 2 is crucial because you can't go to a seller and say, Miss Seller, I'm going to buy your house subject to. Please don't do that. Don't do that. They're going to be like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? So there's some magic words that we use inside of the negotiation audio. I use all of them right there with the seller. So you can do it too. You got to learn that stuff. You have to know how to negotiate with that. Where were we? Oh, Imani. Have a home in contract good for sub 2 and the seller's lender ordered an appraisal. What? You have a home in contract for a sub 2 and the seller's lender ordered an appraisal. Should I be concerned? Imani. Okay, the seller's lender, they probably want to know what the value of their asset is. I wouldn't worry about that. The lender will get an appraisal and they'll charge the borrower. They'll put the appraisal. It's probably not a full appraisal. It's probably going to be like $150. I wouldn't worry about it. Sometimes lenders, shoot, if I was a lender, I'd order an appraisal too. I want to know what the value of my asset is. In this crazy time we live in, right? I would keep doing a deal. It's Imani, I would like to know how many months are the payments behind. T-Sean, is it possible to acquire a house sub 2, then sell it on a wrap? Absolutely. You buy it. Don't forget, man. So much to teach you. Let me tell you where the power is. me tell y'all how powerful this is. Good God, I get chills thinking about how powerful this stuff is. Remember, money and houses, they don't go together, right? You can buy and sell the house. That's one asset. But just imagine, T-Shawn, if you bought the property subject to, and then not only are you selling the house, but you're selling the financing too? How powerful is this? So you're actually in both businesses in subject to if you sell on a wrap note, or as I like to do it, on a lease option. You're selling them the asset, which is the house, and you're saying, oh, by the way, you can get financing too. He who controls the house and the financing wins the monopoly game. Let me repeat that. You're going to sell the house and it comes with financing. Do you know how valuable that is? Oh, man. T-Shawn, I hope your mind is like doing all one of these numbers right here. Because when you can, the value you bring to the marketplace when you sell a house is high. But not only that, you're going to sell the house and sell them the financing too. So that's what I mean. They don't go together. You can sell a house and be done with it, or you can sell a house and sell them with the financing. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. That is man. I don't do wraps. I do lease options on my sale. All things Judy. It's really racist realtors out there. Thick. Probably so many black families are losing out because of this. How do we get help for this problem? Well, don't forget, I am a descendant of slaves. My people had nothing. They weren't even allowed to own real estate. So send me an email. My sister just experienced this, lost out on possible home for her children. So send me an email and we'll see how I can help you with that. Options Trader Dan. Hey, Options Trader Dan, long time no see. When you were showing the documents at the bottom, ticker tape streaming where they both look fine and the audio was okay, cool. Thank you so much. Long time. The problem here is in your camera. I don't know. Hey, Katie, my hair friend, my hair lady. I wish I could have some hair. When did you set up and use the land trust to take over the home payments? That's a great question, Katie. So when you buy the property sub to, you get it all ready to go to closing, and you create the trust at that time. So let's say you saw our docs there. Let's go back to our docs. Make sure you better download. You don't download your docs, I'm gonna come get you. I'm giving y'all. Come on, how much more can I give you? Let's see here. Here's your purchase and sale agreement, right? So you write it all up. Your land trust name, you have to create that trust. So for me, let's say the property address is 123 Main Street. I name my trust 123 Trust, just the property street name. Then you put it right there, land trust name, and then you have your trustee sign right there, right? Simple. You create the trust at the same time. You create the trust as you're going to closing. You get the purchase and sale agreement, 123 Trust, and then you create the land trust and give it to the title company so they can create the deed for you. All right. That's a good question, Katie. Was that Katie? Yeah, Katie Carson. This sounds important. Sounds celebrity-fied. Katie Carson there. Can this be done in Maryland? Absolutely. Black Health. Own nothing, control everything. That's right. DC's king. Yes, you can put a house in a trust. I know for a fact you can because my good friend does it, Chris Birch. We were talking about that this morning. Maryland doesn't necessarily have a statute, but just because it doesn't have a statute doesn't mean you can't do it. So it's neither way, right? So you're going to probably run into a lot of people, DC's king, they're going to say, you can't do land trust in Maryland. I promise you can. I've done it. That's one thing I have done, the land trust in Maryland. Jamie, can you walk us through your first couple of deals when you first started out? Nah, we're at an hour and 30 minutes, man. Hour and 20 minutes. That's going to be a little. My first deal, man, I don't even know what you would want to know. I'm going to talk to him and I took over the payments and that was it. Give me a more specific question, Jay Measy, if you don't mind. For any discounts for the packet? Not on the packet, but I'm giving you a huge, like 70% off on my negotiating audio, which they go together. You got to have them both. I like this breakdown. Good for you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Morgan. Oh, man. Morgan's Bubba's Boutique. That is the name of her thing. Her link is in the video description, y'all. If you can support her, it would be awesome. I'm just trying to figure out how to get these people off the daggone phone. Get them off the phone. And you can have your custom bracelets made too. So train the kid in the way they grow up. Yes. Thank you so much, DC's King. Okay. Y'all guys thought y'all might get mad at me for bringing her on here sometimes. I don't know how it's going to be received. But I'm like, you get off this phone, y'all. Y'all got to learn something. Acceleration clause. There you go. That's acceleration clause. They can accelerate that. The lender, if they call it due, they can accelerate the loan and say it's all due now, right? Escalation or acceleration is what I was looking for. Thank you. To prevent the due on sale clause, aren't you supposed to add the seller's name to the land trust that you're transferring it in? Well, here's the thing. I did do that. I used to let me tell you what I used to do. I'd buy a house subject to, right? I buy it from, let's just say John Smith. I would own it in the Smith Family Trust, right? Who owns the Smith Family Trust? Not John Smith. I did. So what I thought was I was disguising it for the lender to not call the loan due. But unfortunately, man, I started talking to some attorneys, and I don't want to be misconstrued as committing fraud. So if I put it in the Smith Family Trust, let's say Johnny Smith, I put it in this Johnny Smith Trust. I'm sorry, the Smith Family Trust. A judge might say, Chris, you're trying to commit fraud and make it look like the title didn't transfer. So I'm like, look, I want it to be a clean transfer. It went from Johnny Smith to the trust. Boom. So that's why I kind of got out of keeping the seller involved. I personally feel like someone may look at it as being fraud, even if you keep the seller as a beneficiary, then you slide it out later. Somebody might, but I'm not saying that they will. Tampa, what's your opinion on purchase and sales agreement versus options? I don't buy on options. I only sell on options. I will buy on options, but I'd rather just have a purchase and sale agreement. Do on sale clause insurance. Yeah, Pace is doing that. I'm not sure how that works yet. I'd like to see how he's going to put that together. It's a good guy. Miss Earth, Jet Speed. Oh, hey, Jet Speed. What are you paying the closing costs on? The full amount of the existing loan? No, don't forget, you don't have any closing costs on the loan. Let me tell you, Miss Earth, what I didn't understand. There's no difference from an ordinary closing when you're buying subject to, other than the loan stays in place. Let me repeat that. There is no difference in a traditional closing versus a subject to closing, other than the loan staying in place. Everybody comes to closing. Everybody has to sign a HUD settlement statement. You have to do a title search. You get title insurance. All that stuff stays the same, except the loan stays in place. Okay, so there's no difference. Got 135 people on here. Thank you for joining us. If you don't know who I am, I'm Chris Haskins. We're talking about buying houses subject to without going to the bank. If you missed the whole class, you got to rewind it because we went over a lot. So to answer you, Miss Earth, there ain't no closing costs on a loan. Only closing costs you got are the recording fees, processing fees. If you got the attorney to do some doc stuff, deed prep, taxes, all that stuff. Regular closing stuff. No loan fees. Faith Life. Nice picture too. Wow. I'm telling you, my men, y'all gonna have to step up. These ladies, all ladies. Kitty, Miss Herb, Jespy, what's up with my men? Where y'all at, yo? Maybe they got it already. Maybe the men are out doing deals, right? Can you do a video about ways to deal with the escalation or the escalation or the acceleration? I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. There you go. That's something right there. Deed it back, refinance it, pay it off, sell it, and then do a lease option and buy it back. No discounts today. Discounts on the negotiating 11 audio training. Miguel, how much does a lawyer charge you for closing? They can charge anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Chris, you put a super chat link in for the chat. Oh, you can. This is super chat should be right there. You can get to that. All my super chats are right there. Oh, damn, it ain't there no more. Wonder what happened. They took it away from me. Oh, yeah, it is. The super chat is right there. It's a little dollar sign right there. It says dollar sign. They make it look a lot different now, huh? So the super chats, it's that little dollar sign right there by the where you're typing that. Thank you for that. I appreciate you for thinking about me on that. Mighty Savage, when does the land trust come into play? Right as we're coming to closing. You get the purchase and sales agreement signed, and then you create your trust and give those to the title company. Katie, I passed by a home where the person died because I didn't think you could do it with a home and probate. Oh yeah, you can. Oh my goodness, absolutely. That's my favorite. That's my favorite ones to do. I'm doing one right. When the seller dies or the homeowner passes away, moves on to the afterlife, God bless them. The family's there to deal with it. And do you know they don't care? Well, I'm saying they don't. Generally speaking, they don't really care about whether the loan gets paid or not because the lender knows they ain't getting another payment. So you step in, Miss Smith, I'm going to just take over these payments. The lender ain't getting no more payments anyway, and the loan's not on your credit. Do you care? Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you $5,000. Oh man, get that. So yeah, you can do that. Absolutely. Renee, I got to run pick up my kids at the website. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for supporting my mission, man. Thank you. Rich, is the first doc we would get signed actually be the memorandum? Now, Rich, you going? Why y'all doing that? Today is not about the memorandum. Today is about subject to. Don't do that. Rich is talking about our deal insurance just in case the seller wants to back out. Yes, that's another document that you better get signed, but I don't want to get into that today. But thank you, Rich, for bringing that up, man. You're absolutely right. Purchase and sale agreement, authorization to release information, and get your memorandum signed. If you don't know what the hell a memorandum is, go to my channel, type in memorandum. That's how your seller can't back out of the deal. Tanya, how do you determine how much to pay for the house? That's up to you, and how to pay the homeowner. That's all up to you. You decide that. I can't help you with that. Lamont, oh man, scales. What's the best way to do this and get cash flow Section 8 route? Yeah, that is a good way. Once you own the property sub 2, you can do whatever you want. You can lease it out. You can do short-term rentals. You can sell it on a financing. You can move in it, let a relative live in it. You are the new owner, okay? Ill ones. What up, Chris? Appreciate the free info. You're right. A lot of free stuff. My pop's died 12 years ago. I'm so sorry, my friend. My condolences for you. He owned a house with my mom, but when in probate, mom wasn't gone. Yeah, I could have took over that loan if you had one. Sheena, here we go. The ladies, man. Not only do the ladies, y'all serious about this, y'all look better than us too. I'm like, y'all got to do all this stuff, and you look much better. Look at these pictures. Sheena, how can I find an attorney in my hometown that will help me with closing process? It's going to take some time. Do not beat yourself up. It will take time to find an attorney that will do this. All right. I don't want you to think that every attorney is out there waiting to close sub 2 deals because they're not. As a matter of fact, generally speaking, the majority of them have no idea what you're doing. They have no idea. I took my dog to get a haircut. Wait a minute. Let me make sure they didn't call. Oh, shoot. They left the place a mess. We're in trouble. Oh, man. This is not good. We're going to do this real quick, Ron. I just had an Airbnb tenant move out. I want y'all to hear how they left the place. I don't even know. I'm first hearing this. I had an Airbnb tenant stay with me for the last month and a half. Let's see how they left the property.
Hello.
Brown.
What up?
Hey, I'm live right now teaching a class on the internet. I wanted the people to hear what you had to say about our house. What's going on, man?
You left with a complete mess.
Really?
So yeah, it's a mess. I mean, it needs to be painted. I mean, they got we got to replace all of the towels, the linens.
Painted.
I mean, it needs touch-up painting. They got it's a mess.
All right. Well, I need to communicate with our guest that's coming in tomorrow to possibly give them a slight discount.
Yeah, I mean the carpet has stains. You got food on the blinds. They didn't take the trash out. They got trash in the garage. Just a mess. I mean,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Mara, Make sure you make sure you get some very good pictures so we can send it to Airbnb. We might be able to get reimbursed for some of that stuff.
Yeah, and I may be, I'm very particular about stuff, so hopefully I'm not being extra. But to me, it's a mess.
Yeah, the shit was just Ron, you renovated it 2 months ago, bro.
I know. I mean, it's not like falling apart, but this is how apartments look when tenants move out. You know.
Oh man, we in trouble.
They were just nasty, man. I mean, it's filthy.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, all the linens are bad. Towels, all the white towels are bad.
They destroyed them.
I mean, yeah.
How do you destroy the linens and towels? What are they doing?
They're filthy. They're nasty. You can't even, like, the towels are white, so these need to be thrown away, man.
They're done.
Like they're cleaning their shoes or something with them, you know? They got all kinds of stains on them. And
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's nasty, man.
All right. Okay, man. So we'll figure this out. Let me finish this class, man, and I'll call you.
Okay.
You got your girl to come, or what you need me to do right? You need me to do anything right now?
If you can, just grab some linens, and then maybe we can drop them off.
All right, I'll be done here in a few minutes.
But yeah, just give me a shot when you're done.
All right, man. Thank you, brother.
Okay.
All right, bye.
All right.
That's what happens when you're an entrepreneur. Had my first guest stay for a month and a half on Airbnb. Now I probably won't be able to get on the road to go to Carolina. I got to deal with this, right? So welcome to entrepreneurship. Welcome. All right. I'm a little pissed right now. Sheena, how can I find an attorney? Oh, it's going to be hard. Not every attorney understands this stuff. So go to your local RIA. Start at your local RIA. Let's see. Highly unlikely that you're going to have a fellow investor understand sub 2. I know people been in the business 20, 30 years. Don't know nothing about it. In fact, my boy Dan Barrero don't do subject to, right? So I don't know where you're at, but where you at? North Carolina? Yeah, you go to your RIA first. And if you can't find nobody on RIA, go to Bigger Pockets and type in on there. Gene, I would love to be introduced to your internet geeks. Yes, if y'all comment below if you want to have information from my geek squad. Randy, what do you tell the seller if they ask about the dual sale clause? I just say, listen, man, do you have any reason to think that I won't pay it? They say, well, if you don't pay it, or if it does happen, we'll deed you the house back and we'll try to figure it out. I never had a seller ask me about it. Susan A, since the mortgage has escrows for taxes, some do, some don't. Do we get a second insurance policy? I have done that. So here's how I do it. If the house has a bunch of equity, I'll get 2 policies. One just for me, and one is a ghost policy with the seller's name. If there's no equity, I have 1 policy, and I have me as the insurer and the seller as an additional insured. Susan, great question, man. Great question. That Ron LeGrand called me a wimp for doing that, but y'all, I'm really kind of trying to hold my composure, but that's my tenant moved out. I'm really sad. Mr. S, should you add the seller onto the new deed to increase their comfort level? I would not do that ever. Camille. Yes, we have consultations. Just go to my link bio. Camille, do you offer consultations? Yes, go to my link bio in my Instagram and you can get one there. Nathaniel, I live in Dallas where every homeowner I reach out to has already been swamped with other investors. Welcome to real estate, brother. Nathaniel, what are my options for finding deals? I just told y'all, man, I'm doing heavy internet marketing. Heavy. I'm telling y'all, their leads cost hell of money, but they are super hot. When they come in, they're ready to go. Matt, who's common target for sub 2 deals? Pre-foreclosure is number 1. People that need to move quickly, number 2. Somebody that died and with no mortgage, number 3. Camille, I love that picture. That is so cool. Gene, I would love to be, Geek Squad. Yep, this comment. If you want to meet my Geek Squad, comment in the video description and we'll go from there. Give us your email in the video description. That's right. HVAC Refridge, do you ever sell leads? might use in New York. I do not mind leads in New York. You're welcome, DC's King. You're welcome. Faith, life. How do you pass on a land trust to your children? Yeah, no, you have to do a will on that land trust. I'm researching living trust as the beneficiary. I don't have that down all the way yet. Right now, I'm still focusing on getting it into there. Yes, that is the thing that we need to focus on. I'm working on that, my friend. Isn't it cool to be honest about stuff that you don't know? Isn't that cool? Sheena, can you explain more about the land trust and the procedure on how to get into trust? Yeah, unfortunately, if you go to my channel, Sheena, and type in land trust, you got video after video after video, man. You're good. You're good. Game changer. That's right. Randy, want the seller ask, how do I know if you'll make the payments and what will happen to me if you don't? Yes. How do I know you're going to make the payments? Well, Miss Smith, how do you know that I'm not going to make the payments? And further, I'm willing to give you $5,000 or whatever money I'm giving them to show I will make the payments. I'm going to make the payments, right? So it never comes up. Even if it does, I'm like, look, make the payments. We're giving you money. What else do you have to worry about? If I don't make the payments, if I can't make the payments, Miss Smith, I'll just deed the house back to you. Okay, real simple. You can have the house back. I don't want it. How much for the negotiation audio sec? Uh, you lead generation. Is it possible to pay for access? Yeah, if you want access to my Internet Geek Squad, put your email in the video in the comments below. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. And yes, if you get the sub 2 documents in the video description, then you'll get a discount on my negotiation audio. Faith Life, what happens to the loan when it's paid in full and you want to refinance? Well, Faith, once the loan's paid off, there is no refinancing. You're just going to borrow against the property. It's no problem. And once it's paid off, you can just borrow against the house. You're welcome, C Rose. You are welcome. You're welcome. Marcia, set the payments up in the company. You could do that. Luke, how do you not pay off taxes that are lien against the property and keep those taxes from causing the county to foreclose over it? Now, I'm not saying that the county won't foreclose. That's a good question, Luke. So I told you I bought properties and keep the existing back taxes in place. So I bought a property that had, let's say, $8,000 in back taxes. You do not have to pay those off to buy the house. You buy the property subject to the existing back taxes. All right. Now, what happens after that is on you. If you keep not paying them, yes, the city will come take the house. But hopefully, eventually, you buy it. What I did was I just made $400 here, $500 there. I made payments to knock those taxes down. But you do not have to pay them all at closing, okay? Jamela Roster. Look at this. I'm telling you, man, y'all dudes in trouble, man. Do you ever check my Instagram? Yes, we'll check it. I do. We'll check it all the time. I mean, I do get a million messages. I'm thankful. So I got to make sure that the messages are clear and concise. If you really want to get to me, I'm going to be honest with you. Spend a few dollars, do a consultation. That's the fastest way to get me. Fastest way to get me. Look at that, man. The ladies, y'all are just... Gene, yep. If you put your email in the video description. With a pre-foreclosure, DC's King, how do you pay the outstanding back balance? Or do you just, or do you make payments, keep it moving? It depends on how far it's behind the back balance. You can just make the payments. You order something called a reinstatement figures, and they'll send you $8,000, $10,000, $40,000, whatever it is. Write a check or borrow money and pay it. The Rebel Homestead, what do you recommend to avoid getting called on? Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Jamal, what up, homie? Good to see you. Rich, I also bought these dogs 2 years ago. No, the same. I might have updated them a little bit, but you don't have to buy them again. Same titles, but yeah, we have went in there and changed some stuff. I've learned stuff, took some stuff out. As long as you have them, the link there, you still have access to the same docs. I love your network. Can we do a subject 2 on pre-foreclosure? Absolutely. Do you accept partnership and home purchase? Yes, I will do that. That's the best ones, matter of fact. Mighty Savage, is the negotiation audio sold separately? If you go check out Mighty Savage, you'll see at the bottom, it'll say Ninja Negotiating 11 audio series. And the price that's like 70% off, my friend, just for the 4th of July holiday special. Matt, why would someone want to sell their house subject to me? We went over that one. Can you wrap around in California? Absolutely, yes. Do you always have to close sub 2 with a lawyer, even if you're in the title state? I highly, Johnson, highly recommend it to save their credit. That's right. That's a good point. Late payments. Yep, Imani, you can do that. Have you ever, Rich, have you ever had a seller declare bankruptcy? No, I have not. Thank God. Johnson, can you tell the seller to do a loan mod? That is possible. Foregone closing. That is possible. Yes. Jimmy, thank you so much for supporting my mission, my friend. Have you ever purchased a house on sub 2? Matt Browning rented it back to the owner. Absolutely not. Let's stay here for a minute. I'm going to come through this camera on you, Roundup. If you ever buy a house and leave the seller in it, oh my Lord, I'm going to get you. Ooh. Buy a house subject to and rent it back to the owner, you're asking for trouble. I had my mentor did that, lost 30,000. Everybody's cool and sweet when you're doing the deal. Then after the deal, that's when fangs come out. You save the house, you're leasing it back to them. Fangs come out. They hire a consumer protection attorney. Boom, undo the whole deal. Right? Don't do it. Don't do it, Matt. Miguel, can you please share put it in the video description? I can't. I don't give that out just willy nilly. Danny, what do you do with the property? I usually do lease options, so you can do whatever you want. You can move in it. You don't see the link. If you don't see the link to download the docs along with the Ninja Negotiation 11 audio training series, refresh your screen. It is there. It is there. It's right in the video description. Just refresh your screen right there below. Sometimes if you join early, we don't put that stuff in to the very end. Best place for leads, internet. Does the bank pay the Johnson? Does the bank to pay the bank? I pay them directly. What we'll do is I'll just set it up on the internet, and then I'll make the payment online. I'll mail a check in or walk it in directly. Mandalorian, is there a formula to use to determine the initial closing dollar amount? Nope, no formula. Roundup, if you missed it, make sure you in the video description below, you're going to get my sub 2 document packet along with a huge 70% discount on my Ninja Negotiation 11 audio training series right in the video description. Get started with this stuff, right? Yes, it takes time. Real estate investors' tools are documents. That's why I do that. You gotta have your docs. You don't got docs in real estate, you ain't nothing. I remember when I was starting out, I'm like, where do you get these documents? Who supplies this stuff? It's almost like this elusive type of just, where do you go to get this stuff? Right here, y'all. Man, it feels good to be able to provide that stuff. No, we don't use LLCs with that. Email chrisbuyshouses@gmail, or just put your in the comments below, not in the chat, but in the comments. The Tall Realtor, if you need a consultation, just go to my IG. It's right there in my link bio. Consultations in my link bio. Can you have multiple trusts? 421? Yes. Every house you get. Yep, that's right. Every house gets their own trust. Is there anything the seller can do after you caught up on payments, like coming back to the home? Absolutely. Jet Speed 7. Shit, the seller can try to do anything. I have yet to have one turned around or unwound, but they can try. They can try. Ellie, what are the best leads? I told you guys, internet or pre-foreclosure. Howland Multimedia, what about a reverse mortgage? Excellent topic. You cannot do these with a reverse mortgage. Do not try that. Has the land trust. What's that? Garn St. Germain. There you go. Ever had to go, Mandalorian, ever had to go back and forth on closing costs? No. I'm at the point in my life now, if the seller doesn't want me to pay, I just pay it. I'm done. I'm like, let's go. I don't have time to go back and forth with minus stuff. Jimmy, I've already have your sub 2 docs. Can I still purchase the negotiation audio? Send us an email. Send me an email. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Tishan, can you use business credit? Yep, we did that already. Absolutely. Nora, please upload this stream. It's on the channel. It'll be there. Trust is not included today. No, we're not doing trust today. But when you check out, I will tell you, when you check out, you will have an opportunity to get the trust at a discount when you check out with the sub 2 docs. Black Health, how do you determine how much cash to give the seller? It's all up to you. It's all up to you, my friend. It's all up to you. Winston's grandma, thank you. I'm going to visit your area in July. Let me know. I wouldn't mind doing a one-on-one. I'd do some stuff like that. Oh, the Airbnb? Yeah, I'm gonna really be pissed on that, man. Look at this crazy. This is why people. I don't know why people are. I gotta block this guy. Talking about naked. Why are you doing this mess? People have nothing else to do. You're welcome. Your nation. Thank you so much for supporting, my friend. I'll block the. Yeah, there you go. Katie, what does a novation agreement really do? I have no idea what a novation agreement is. Guess I had to look it up though. DC's King, how would you tackle the sellers with arms financing with these strategies? Sellers with, oh, you could do it. You just got to know what you're getting into. If it's an arm, you got to know if it's 5% now, it'll be 6% later. So as long as you plan to hold it. Or if you pass it on, you have to let the new buyer or the new lease option person know what they're getting into. Yep. Yeah, take a lot of pics. Oh, yeah, that stupid Airbnb. Trevor, what up, homie? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Jesus D. Christ. Coming. Jamie, how did you come across your first deal? Shoot, man. Just word of mouth. Tiffany, those sellers are really in need. That's right. They want to save their credit. You offered ongoing training. Yep. If you anything you guys want, just put it in the video in the comments and we'll reply to it. Tanya, after catching up the arrears, can seller back out of the deal? Well, excellent point here. We never catch up any back payments until the moment of closing. We only catch up back payments after we get the deed. All right. So you better not be out there paying anybody's arrears and then trying to get the deed. You're going to be in for a bad hair day. I love your network. I experienced having a lead where the seller declared bankruptcy on their biz. That could happen. It could happen. Luke, what kinds of things will a seller say to make you walk away from the deal? All type of stuff, man. I don't know. All type of things. Let's see. What do they say make me walk away? They're scared about me not making the payments. I'm like, I don't have time for that. I've done so many of these deals. I've been in real estate for so long. If you don't believe I'm going to do what I'm going to say, you get to keep your house. David, do you finance the sellers and remaining equity once you sub to the mortgage? Finance it? You can. I would. You can. I don't know. Faith, if you already have the sub to docs and you have a receipt, yes, I will honor that. I'll honor that. Thank you for everything. You're welcome. You're welcome. Is it C Rose? Is it wise to borrow hard money? Yes, I would do that. I would do that. Go. Thank you so much. Just email it, directly. Roundup, it has been an honor. It has been such an honor to serve you today. Unfortunately, I'm going to get off here quickly because I have to go find out what's going on with my Airbnb. These fools have I can't believe this lady did this to me. So listen, if you're nervous about doing subject to, watch the video a couple times. Search through my channel I don't know. I can't tell you how many people have done these deals and come on and share their experiences so you can see other people are doing this. It's not going to be something that you're going to learn overnight. It takes time to learn how to do subject to deals. Okay. It takes time. Don't beat yourself up. Don't think you got to know it all in one sitting, right? You watch a 1 hour video and now you're going to learn $1 million real estate strategy and go out there. Doesn't work like that. You got to watch a video, listen to an audio, talk to a person, watch a video, listen audio, read a book, and then it will kind of work its way in. Now, I know your mind might be going crazy right now. It is an honor to serve you, Roundup homies. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. The special will be ending July 4th. If you want the negotiating audio, I don't mind honoring it for you through the 4th. Go ahead and download your docs. Learn how to negotiate this stuff so you can walk in there and be a negotiation master warrior for good. Like the content. Share with anybody else. Roundup, I'll see you on another one. Talk to you soon. Peace.